Live from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Tonight, this says it all. No snow, 0 in the latest snow survey. We're in such dire straits, the governor just did something that's never been done before. The mandate for all of us tonight, use less water. Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Cook.
I'm Alan Martin. Ken Bastida has a night off. Nearly all of us in the state, we are in a drought right now. The areas in red are extremely dry. The areas in brown, exceptionally dry. Governor Jerry Brown would normally need snowshoes to walk on this section of the Sierra.
We're standing on dry grass, and we should be standing in 5 feet of snow.
Surveyors are seeing a record low snowpack, just 6% of normal. The melting snow is supposed to fill our rivers and reservoirs, providing a third of our water.
We're in an historic drought, and that demands unprecedented action.
Governor Brown's executive order to cut overall water use by 25% will include a plan to replant California lawns with landscapes that don't need a lot of water. Golf courses, cemeteries, and campuses will have to reduce their water usage. And Brown is asking water agencies to raise rates to discourage waste.
We're in a new era. The idea of your nice little green grass getting lots of water every day, that's going to be a thing of the past.
I'm Joe Vasquez in Burlingame. The question is, how exactly are people going to cut back on their water usage? I talked to the G family here about their plan.
Showers are a big deal here.
For the G family, long showers are a sacred habit. But 15-year-old Tanner just found out tonight he's going to have to cut back.
I was like, my showers? That's like all my relaxation time.
Now what are you going to have to do?
Sit on my bed or do homework.
How are you going to save 25%?
Oh, it's going to be tough.
His mother, Amy, says it's going to take some effort, but they'll start with the easy habits.
We're just going to have to really cut back on, turning on the water and brushing our teeth and washing dishes in the sink, filling it up.
The dishwasher is more water efficient. So is the dual flush toilet.
What'd you have for homework tonight?
The truth is the G's have already been cutting back for some time, so adding another 25% could take some imagination and extra work.
We actually put off landscaping our yard because of the drought last year. So for us to cut is going to be a little harder than probably people who have a yard.
Amy says she has lived through a couple of droughts, including a big one in the 70s. So her family will sacrifice again.
Heartbroken.
Yes, even if it means shorter showers. In Burlingame, Joe Vasquez, KPIX 5.
To see how KPIX 5 anchor Ken Bastida recycled more than 300 gallons of water at his house in 5 days, check out his post on our Facebook page. And to give you a little bit more perspective on this drought, check out this photo from NASA. Wow, Paul, not a lot of white in that picture.
Snowpack nearly non-existent. This is a drought emergency. It has built up over 4 years, but kind of hit the climax today when you had the governor standing there where there should have been 5 feet of snow. Instead, nothing, 0. Speaking of nothing, we had 0 rainfall in January. Add up January, February, and March. These are the paltry numbers. 13% of average in San Francisco, 30% in Livermore. We were hoping that this would end the drought. This winter has actually made the drought worse. Reservoirs, though, are up. Why is that happening? Well, all that rainfall we got in December did not fall in the Sierra as snow. It was rain. That hit the reservoirs early. So it's ironic as the drought is getting worse. Currently, as of today, our 3 main reservoirs are actually higher than they were at this point in time last year. But it's kind of like a bank. We add to the bank in the wintertime so we can withdraw it in the summertime. You can see it in these numbers right here. We don't get much rain in April, May, and June, so it's time to start withdrawing from the bank. Problem is, bank account's empty, and we can't withdraw it from anywhere else. So that's the pickle that we're in. There is rain in the extended forecast. We'll talk about that coming up.
That is good news. All right, Paul, thank you. And you can find some more drought-saving tips on our website, cbssf.com/drought.
Tonight, one of the Chowchilla kidnappers is close to being a free man. The parole board has granted James Schoenfeld parole after nearly 40 years behind bars. Schoenfeld, his brother, and another man hijacked a school bus in 1976. They took the 26 children on board along with the bus driver hostage and held them captive in an underground bunker near Livermore. But the hostages dug their way out to freedom, and the men were caught and sent to prison.
The governor still has to approve the parole board's decision. Now, if Schoenfeld is released, he says that he will go live with his mother and brother in Mountain View. We're hearing from friends of Andrew Getty who say Andrew hadn't been eating or sleeping well before his death. The 47-year-old grandson of oil tycoon J. Paul Getty, who grew up in San Francisco, had been diagnosed with a brain aneurysm. A former girlfriend found his body yesterday in his LA home. Getty had a restraining order against her, but right now police say there isn't anything criminal going on. The toxicology report could take several weeks.
Kamala Harris is in San Francisco tonight for an event that was hyped as a kickoff for her Senate campaign. Mark Kelly tried to ask her what she would do if she won. Mark, what'd she say?
Well, Liz, Kamala Harris, she was here at Delancey Street in San Francisco for this big kickoff. Where does she stand on the big issues facing our country? ISIS, the economy, the Keystone Pipeline. She hasn't given us specifics on those just yet. I wanted to ask her tonight, but she seemed more interested in raising money than laying out her platform. Outside this valeted event, black car after black car rolls up. But the woman of the hour, Kamala Harris, went in through a back door, avoiding our camera. In fact, we had to go to Twitter just to find these pictures of her inside. We asked her supporters, why the silence? Why do you think she's being so quiet about it?
Well, I think she's doing her job, first of all. We're here raising money for her. She's our attorney general, and the campaign has just begun.
The election is in 2016, and so far Harris is the only Democrat to have thrown her hat in the ring. Critics say the California Democratic establishment has anointed Harris. Latino leaders in particular say potential Latino candidates, including former LA Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, have been snubbed. Do you think that's right?
I don't think she's been anointed. She earned it. She earned it, and she earned it the hard way.
But an election means answering hard questions. Here's Harris in February shying away from San Francisco Chronicle columnist Carla Marinucci at an official event in Silicon Valley.
No questions right now.
I would love to talk to you about the campaign. Let's figure out a time to actually do that.
Now, Mark, you spoke with a close friend of the Attorney General's who was inside tonight's event. What do they have to say?
Well, Liz, that close friend says that Kamala Harris intended for tonight's event to be strictly for supporters and colleagues. Liz, those people that have been with her at her side since the very beginning when she was a young prosecutor starting out here in the Bay Area.
All right, so it begins. All right, Mark, thank you. Well, Jeb Bush is back in the Bay Area tonight. He's raising money for his super PAC and likely run for president. He was in Palo Alto today. Tomorrow, he'll be in San Francisco for a private event.
Tonight, a teacher's recovering from first and second-degree burns after a science experiment went wrong. The fire happened this morning in a classroom at Palo Alto High School. No students were hurt. Some books and papers were damaged. Burns cover 18% of the teacher's body.
2 United Airlines flights had to turn around after takeoff from SFO today. The first plane was on its way to Calgary. 30 minutes in, passengers smelled smoke. The plane landed and everything was okay. The second plane was on its way to Boston. A flight attendant got so sick she had to be taken to the hospital. And San Jose police say this is the woman who snuck onto the airfield at Mineta last night, 20-year-old Deanna Padole. A UPS driver spotted her walking inside the fence yesterday and called it in. This is the 5th security breach in less than a year at Mineta.
Do you feel like this is the new normal?
The new normal in terms of?
People jumping fences all the time?
That this is detecting and deterring people that want to scale our fence line is something that's always a primary concern for us.
The current fence is 6 feet high. The airport is pushing for a taller one. It's also testing the use of cameras, radar, and motion sensors.
The San Jose police officer killed in the line of duty will be laid to rest tomorrow. Officer Michael Johnson was killed last week. He was responding to a call about a suicidal man when that suspect shot and killed him. A procession will go through 3 cities, Los Gatos, Campbell, and San Jose before the funeral at SAP Center. Police officers from across the country are in town to attend tomorrow's event, and we'll have live coverage of the funeral procession as well as the services beginning at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Tonight, backseat beating caught on camera. This is what happened when a Bay Area cab driver tried to do a passenger a favor.
Girls forced to eat dirt to be part of the softball team at one California high school.
The Warriors have been on fire this season. Tonight, we found out these high-tech shorts might have something to do with it. A massive explosion and fire on a Mexican oil platform in the Gulf of Mexico. 4 people are dead and 16 others hurt. 300 other workers managed to escape. The company that runs it says it did keep oil from spilling into the water. Tonight, investigators say there may have been a mechanical problem.
You remember the video of a Berkeley ambassador attacking some homeless guys? Tonight, we have learned the 2 homeless men won't face charges. A video popped up on YouTube showing the ambassador clocking one of those guys right in the face, and it only got worse from there. The 2 homeless men were going to face charges until the DA saw this video. Now, the ambassador's out of a job, and he's the one who could be facing charges. And tonight, video of a San Francisco taxi driver taking a beating from his passenger. Ryan Takeo tells us the cabbie was just trying to do the guy a favor.
What do you got going on back there, brother?
The surprise attack happened just after midnight Tuesday morning at 7th and Market in San Francisco. It was even after the driver offered to save the passenger some money.
Actually, you know, if you're just going to BART, there's a BART station even closer.
The passenger repaid him with this assault and attempted robbery.
Master lock, hitting him in the back of the head repeatedly.
There have been other recent attacks on cabbies too, like when this woman stabbed a cab driver in San Mateo last year. And on Valentine's Day, a passenger who didn't want to pay the fare threw punches instead.
Oh my God.
As shocking as these crimes are, many in the industry think there are fewer acts of violence because of the cameras on board.
I would say it does deter crime.
There are actually 2 cameras inside the cab. One looks back at the passenger and the other one shows what the driver sees to help accident investigations.
Any complaint, they can review the camera.
Either way, drivers like Juan Lima like that the video settles disputes. It's irrefutable evidence of what happened and a big clue for police on the hunt for a suspect. In San Francisco, Ryan Takeo, KPIX 5.
Now, police say the attacker tried to steal the cab driver's electronics on the dashboard.
Hazmat crews were in Dublin this afternoon cleaning up a toxic spill. Roof sealant was leaking from the Sierra Roofing and Solar Company. The white substance was spilling into Alamo Creek nearby. There was about 15 to 20 gallons of it. The Dublin Public Works and Health Department has taken over the cleanup, which could take a couple of days.
Tonight, we're on the verge of sports history. Sim Bhullar, he's the big guy there in the middle, about to sign with the Sacramento Kings. He'll be the first NBA player of Indian descent, and the Kings can probably use him. They lost tonight in Houston. Their record, 26-47 on the season. They can't announce the signing until tomorrow, and that means Sim might make history Friday night in front of the home crowd in Sacramento. Well, forget Fitbit.
Andrea Borba shows us the new wearable tech that's helping the Warriors get the most out of their workouts.
1, 2, Paul goes down. Curry knocks down the jump shot.
Where did Steph Curry get the moves to do this to Chris Paul?
This guy is something special.
The secret might be in his shorts. The Warriors are using new wearable technology, Athos Compression shorts. They aren't just Lycra, they're wired to tell you exactly how you're working out.
We can play a personal trainer of sorts on your phone to make sure you work out correctly.
It's electromyography.
This technology has actually been around for about 50 or 60 years. The machines are like $15,000 to $20,000. You have to be on wires and sticky nodes, and you need a PhD to understand it.
The color scheme works like a heat map from blue, yellow, orange to red.
Here's how it works. The shorts have glute, quad, and hamstring sensors built in, along with a heart rate monitor. Those sensors send a Bluetooth signal from this core device that snaps into the shorts to your smartphone.
How much you moved around is one thing. Did you use both sides evenly? Did you use your glutes enough? Did you use your quads enough? So with the app, you're like, oh, you need to do this.
Athos intern Scott served as our demonstration dummy.
Turns into hamstrings instead of abs. So what we want to see is nice, even distribution through the hamstrings.
The startup just had its second round of VC funding and is getting ready to release a smart shirt as well, finding a market not only in the average Joe, but the elite athlete.
The ability to track what muscles are doing in the gym, on the court, is such an advantage for injury prevention, for efficiency, for muscle fatigue. The pro sports community has come out and supported us tremendously.
Scott's muscles are activating in which sequence and at what
A Steph Curry spin, maybe only a few perfect squats away. In Redwood City, Andrea Borba, KPIX 5.
The price of the shorts, $99, and the core device to power it, $199.
Great. They'll not only hack my smartphone, they'll hack my shorts.
Exactly.
Be prepared.
Malfunction,
Do that.
malfunction.
Be prepared.
I think the Warriors may want to attribute their success a little bit to Steph Curry's jump shot as well.
Yeah, maybe,
just saying.
His ankles are holding up.
Natural
It's all
born
good.
talent.
Yeah. Good team, fun team to watch.
It is fun. Won the game the other night.
Yeah, playoffs soon, which means must be springtime, heading towards summer, which means must be the rainy season. What? Yeah, there's more rain in this forecast than there has been in any forecast all winter long, at least when it comes to days with rainfall. No rain tonight, we're clear. Sutro Tower looking down on the city. We were clear in Oakland today. Bill Moon, one of our weather watchers, took this great shot of the giraffes enjoying the sunshine today. Just some high, thin cirrus cloud cover at the Oakland Zoo earlier today. Thank you, Bill. 43 in Napa tonight, 43 in San Rafael. That's kind of chilly for early April. Livermore, you're down to 42, Redwood City 45. And your number one takeaway from this forecast, inland lows, not tonight, but tomorrow night into Friday morning, will be in the 30s. One of the coldest nights of the year is also coming up in April. So 70 tomorrow, a breezy 70 degrees in beautiful San Leandro. Friday 72 after a chilly start. So afternoons are still mild. We are still sunny, but the pattern is different and going to get more different. All of our ridges of high pressure, which blocked all the rain for 3 straight months, they are now down to the south. High pressure, it's gone quiet. We have storms coming in from the north. The past couple storms have merely kicked up the wind, have not given us any rainfall. Another one passes by tomorrow, so we'll be breezy once again tomorrow throughout the day. High elevations will be windy. High pressure now anchors itself way off to the west. This would have been perfect in January. Didn't happen. Now it's April. It's off to the west. Systems are going to come down, sliding down the coastline starting on Sunday. Easter Sunday, showers. Next Monday, showers. Next Tuesday, rainfall. 3 straight days with the rain chance. I've not been able to say that since December. Now it's going to happen in April. We're clear with gusty winds tonight. We're sunny and mild through Friday, but those big changes come in on Easter weekend with Easter Sunday having some rain in it. Concord 72 degrees tomorrow. San Jose 72 to be windy for you. Hayward 69 degrees. We're talking 69 in San Ramon and Pittsburgh. And San Francisco tomorrow 69. Petaluma 70 with sunshine. Less wind on Friday. We increase the clouds on Saturday, and check this out, 3 straight days with a rain chance. Wonderful news, because now we're being asked to cut 25% of our water use. Wouldn't it be nice if all April long you didn't have to water your lawn?
Be great.
Can't remember the last time you had 3 days of rain in the 7 days.
It was December. It was 3 months
Crazy.
ago. 4 months ago.
No wonder I can't remember. Short-term memory loss.
That's what I had for dinner tonight.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
Well, coming up, girls on a high school softball team forced to eat dirt. Is it hazing? We have the video. You decide.
Plus, tonight we have a story behind these billboards going up all over California freeways. Tonight, dozens of billboards are popping up along California freeways, marking the 100th anniversary of the Armenian genocide, when the Ottoman Turks slaughtered or starved more than 1 million Armenians. This sign, it's on the Bay Bridge over Treasure Island. The Armenian Genocide Centennial funded the billboards, which also promote the new genocide monument that's being unveiled at Fresno State later this month.
Harmless bonding or a horrific hazing ritual? Check out this video out of Southern California making waves on social media tonight.
Lick the dirt because this is our field.
It shows members of a high school softball team eating dirt from the field. You can hear someone, possibly a coach, egging them on, making them swallow it.
There are other ways to bond besides licking the ground and the dirt. I mean, having them eat dirt. A lot of other nicer ways to bond than that.
I don't think the incident amounts to hazing. I think it's just a team building exercise. It's something that a lot of teams do, little things like that.
Well, the district confirms the woman at the beginning of the video is an employee, and they are investigating the incident. Well, it's April 1st for at least a few more minutes.
Yeah, April Fool's stunts have been taking the internet by storm all day, like this one.
Introducing the selfie shoes. No matter where you go, you'll always be camera ready. Just insert your phone into the port, raise it to the perfect angle, and click the internal button with the tap of your toe to take the photo.
That's pretty high-end prank. The selfie shoe to give you a leg up on the competition. So, what do you think? Better than the selfie stick?
Looks good on you, though.
Yeah.
An NBA player tries to spoil Steph Curry's MVP party. We'll show you how. And the A's? They are in search of an outfielder. Bad news on Coco, and this is no April Fool's joke.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
It's not Klay Thompson, but here's Harden. Start with some bad news. The Chronicle is reporting that A's center fielder Coco Crisp needs surgery to remove bone spurs from his elbow. He's expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. Ouch. Todd McClellan's Sharks essentially needing to run the table to have a shot at the playoffs, and they got a statement win against the Avalanche. Scott Hennon tips to Brent Burns, shoots and scores. 2-1 San Jose in the third. Logan Couture finds Patty Marleau for the 2-goal lead. They win 5-1, and the Sharks are 5 points out of that final playoff spot. Remember the name Ivan Rabb. He's a basketball player here at Bishop O'Dowd High School whose coach thinks he just might become a household name.
In the Bay Area, I think you mentioned Jason Kidd, Leon Poe, Ivan Rabb. I mean, I think you can mention them in the same breath.
That's pretty lofty stuff for the nation's 5th highest recruit. He scored 10 points tonight at the McDonald's All-American game in Chicago, but he did not announce whether he wants to go to Cal or Arizona next year. Chris Mullin was officially announced as the head coach at his alma mater, St. John's. It is Mullen's first coaching gig, and he was asked if he spoke to some of his peers who have recently gotten into coaching.
Yes, I have. I've gotten a lot of support. You know, when I was mowing this over the weekend, now, I didn't do it on purpose. When I was thinking about this.
Mullen will be here all week. The NBA MVP race will likely come down to Steph Curry and the Rockets star James Harden. Well, Curry turned voters' heads with some fancy dribbling last night. Tonight, Harden responded.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
It's not Klay Thompson.
Yeah, Harden came out tonight against the Kings and scored a career-high 51 points. Now, it's the second 50-point game of the season. The last game 13 days ago, Houston beat Sacramento 115-111. It's your move, Curry. I have in my hand the Wednesday night top 5. France and England. Rugby. Keep an eye on the Frenchman Jules Plisson. Mon Dieu, parce les Frazier.
Down goes
in French. The Pirates' Jung Ho Kang has been voted a top 10 talent, but his glove is the biggest reason why. The guy's batting 170. Number 3, if my wife tried to get me to take out the trash, I'd hire a maid.
Oh,
yeah,
come
on. Yeah, that is not cool. Number 2, a want to get away moment for Thomas Bryant. This could have been worse. Oh, see, I'd say that was a pass, but he'll never tell you that. He could have been this guy, or Kel Brown. Down goes Frazier. Number 1, horse steeplechase, Lewis Ferguson.
No, not again.
Yeah, down goes Frazier. A lot of down going Frazier.
Yeah, I'll say.
But I tell you what, they brought out the ambulance for this guy, and he gets up and he walks away. That was only his 5th professional mount. Gets up and walks away.
5th and last?
Yeah, maybe 5th and last.
How many times did he flip over? 3 times?
Yeah, he did a triple somersault.
That was a 1080.
Yeah, that was a 9 out of 10. It was very impressive.
Right back.
We'll be right back.
David Letterman is next with Senator Al Franken.
I'm good enough. I'm
You
smart
almost
enough.
said
And I know.
almost said really
People like him.
That's good.
Sure.
Jack Meehaw.
Wednesday in the books.
You got it.
Yes. Waiting for somebody to try that with our weather watchers. No, I'm not putting Michael Hunt on television.
Thank you. Thank you.
That application will be unapproved.
Good night, darling. Time for a haircut. And I'm Dennis O'Donnell. Coming up, an NBA player tried to spoil Steph Curry's MVP. I had it right. Got a sinus infection. You have to cut me some slack. And I'm Dennis O'Donnell. Coming up, an NBA player tried to spoil Steph Curry's MVP party. We'll show you how. And the A's are in search of an outfielder. The bad news on Coco Crisp coming up. Good morning, everyone. The Chronicle is reporting that A's center fielder Coco Crisp needs surgery to remove bone spurs from his elbow. The A's outfielder expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. Ouch. Todd McClellan Sharks essentially needing to run the table to have a shot at the playoffs, and man, did they get a statement win against the Avalanche last night. Scott Hannon tips it to Brent Burns, shoots and scores. 2-1 San Jose. Third period, Logan Couture finds Patty Marleau for the 2-goal lead. Sharks win 5-1. They are still 5 points out of the final playoff spot. Remember the name Ivan Rabb. He's a basketball player at Bishop O'Dowd High whose coach thinks he just might become a household name.
In the Bay Area, I think you mentioned Jason Kidd, Leon Poe, Ivan Rabb. I mean, I think you can mention them in the same breath.
Yeah, that's pretty lofty stuff for the nation's 5th highest recruit. He scored 10 points last night at the McDonald's All-American game in Chicago, but he did not announce whether he wants to go to Cal or Arizona next year, so that big announcement could come later today. The NBA's MVP race will come down to Steph Curry and Rocket star James Harden. Curry turned heads with some fancy dribbling. Yeah. You mean yeah, in the monitor. Yeah, because of the dribbling. Sorry. Good morning, everyone. The Chronicle is reporting that A's center fielder Coco Crisp needs surgery to remove bone spurs from his elbow. He is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. Ouch. Todd McClellan Sharks essentially needed to run the table to have a shot at the playoffs, and they got a statement win last night against the Avalanche. Scott Hannon tips it to Brent Burns, shoots and scores. 2-1 San Jose, third period. Logan Couture finds Patty Marleau for a 2-goal lead. The Sharks go on to win 5-1. They are still, however, 5 points out of that final playoff spot. Remember the name Ivan Rabb. He's a basketball player at Bishop O'Dowd High, whose coach thinks he just might become a household name.
In the Bay Area, I think you mentioned Jason Kidd, Leon Poe, Ivan Rabb. I mean, I think you can mention them in the same breath.
Yeah, pretty lofty stuff, right? For the nation's 5th highest recruit. Rabb scored 10 points last night at the McDonald's All-America game in Chicago, but he did not announce whether he's going to go to Cal or Arizona, so keep your ears open. That announcement could come later today. Over my shoulder, the MVP race will likely come down to Steph Curry and the Rocket star James Harden. Now, Curry turned voters' head with some fancy dribbling a couple of nights ago. Last night, Harden responded.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
There you go. Harden came out against the Kings, and he scored a career-high 51 points. It's his second 50-point game of the season. The last game 13 days ago, Houston beat Sacramento 115-111. Curry, it is your turn. That race coming down to the wire. How about local baseball? Are you ready? The A's and the Giants Bay Bridge Series. We'll see you tonight.